Okay, so good evening all.
Good evening.
Yes, I've been given the responsibility to give. I don't say it's like kind of coaching, but simply I'll be giving you some lectures regarding the topics related to applied mechanics and design. So I've been given the responsibility by the team Prerna. So whose main objective is to conduct the GATE training program or GATE syllabus. So as a part of which I've been given the responsibility to give lectures on the syllabus related to applied mechanics and design. So today I just start with a little bit of orientation and overview of different topics. And I'll be starting with the mechanics of materials, the strength of materials, or mechanics of solids, what we popularly know the subject as. And what the other subjects and what are the different components and what is the weightage. Normally, these things might have already been discussed by the other teachers before me. But again, as a part of my orientation or my introduction to this today's lecture, as today it's my introductory lecture, I would like to focus on also the weightage. After which I will come with a plan, lecture plan, maybe by tomorrow. If I'm not sure of the schedule, how it goes, but we will plan accordingly to cover as much as we can based upon the availability of the slots. Uh, I'll be mainly focusing. I'll be planning to spend as much I can on strength of material because that is very important. And I think I don't know how many people are regularly taking the classes. I'm seeing 7 people have already joined. So just permit me to start my lecture today. So it doesn't go beyond 30 minutes for today. I'll be closing around 6:65. I got instructions received from the in charge of the Prerna. So just I'll start my lecture today with firstly, you might be always have gone through the syllabus of GATE pertaining to mechanical engineering. Engineering mathematics, section 1 is engineering mathematics. Section 2 is what I'll be focusing on. So along with my colleagues, we have been planning to pull out some other teachers for theory of machines. It contains 2 components: kinematics of machinery. It is gate trains, it is kinematics of machinery. Then from 5 weeks, it is dynamics of machinery. So some of my colleagues will start again the theory of machines parallelly after some time. And vibrations again is also dynamics. So machine design is dynamics. Again, DME1 and DME2. Like for your 18 people, we don't have DME2, rather we have only DME. DME and DTS, design of machine elements and design of transport systems.
GTS, sir.
So these are simply 5 uh, subtopics in section 2 under applied mechanics and design. So engineering mechanics, normally this subject is taught by civil engineering faculty. We are not sure how it will be taught again as a part of GATE lectures. So we will come to a clarity, in the course of time. We will be taking engineering mechanics. But the remaining 4 topics will be dealt by all our teachers. So I'll be mainly focusing on this mechanics of materials, starting with some, because since we have an ample time, I'll plan of going with very strong fundamentals. So focusing on mainly fundamentals and mainly training you on the concept wise, not like taking some problems and solving them, not like that. Maybe that will happen always, obviously, after end of each topic. I'll be certainly taking some very good problems, standard problems from last at least 5 to 6 years of papers and solving them related to that particular topic. But before that, my main strategy would be making you ready to solve any kind of problem. So that would be my strategy of approach to the all lectures, because since you have ample time, that's what I've been saying. We have started very early, almost 6 to 7 months. We have a good ample time, especially for 4th years. 3rd years, it would be like a preparatory class for their next year, great preparation. for fourth years, even they have some good ample time. So we may mainly focus on the concept so that we can answer any type of question, because you take any big formula, any complicated formula, empirical relation. If you are good at fundamentals, you can derive that formula by yourself. If you're not, I always believe in knowing the concept rather than by hearting a particular formula. Rather than by hearting, it is always better to know the concept or learn the concept rather than learning the formula. Because if you know the concept, how to derive the shear force or how to calculate the shear force or bending moment for any kind of beam, then you can start from basics. Because for 1 mark questions, we'll get simply straightforward questions like direct the empirical relations that sometimes, as a part of practice, we might remember those relations, but sometimes we have to derive some relations. For that, if we have a good knowledge of fundamentals, then we can derive any kind of, any lengthy, any complicated, any difficult, any level of difficulty that problems may contain, we can solve them easily. So that's the main strategy I believe that would work out, especially for GATE preparation, because you see GATE. I've been looking at the trends of GATE examination, how the marks, the people score marks, and normally we have a comparative grading. I hope you are aware of these kind of grading systems. GATE normally will have comparative grading. It doesn't unlike the normal academic evaluation scheme. GATE have a comparative grading scheme. Normal in academics, we have some percentage of marks that are fixed for each grade. 35% for minimum pass, 35 to 50 it's C grade, 50 to 60 it's B grade, 60 to 75 it's A grade, and above 90 it's S grade. So we have a fixed percentage or weightage of marks for specific grades. But unlike a normal academic evaluation scheme and system, a GATE will have a comparative grading. What is this comparative grading? Is that it depends on the maximum score obtained by a student, by a candidate in the GATE exam. And because GATE is a nationwide exam, respective to each corresponding branch of engineering. So, for example, if you take mechanical engineering, it is conducted throughout the India, and out of all those some 10 lakhs or 1 million people who have took the test, I hope there is not 1 million. Hardly we have 50,000, because the days are going by. The time is passing by. We have been seeing that the colleges remove mechanical, especially in southern part of India. So it is being observed that the trend is going on where they are starting the courses on IoT, and rather the colleges are preferring new branches related to CSC and EC. But we see the trends. The mechanical engineering branch is being removed by most of the institutes. So hardly the figure would be around not more than 2 lakhs throughout the nation. So if you look at the total number of students that have appeared for the GATE examination, and they will see the maximum score and the minimum score that is being obtained by the candidates. And based on the range between the maximum and minimum score, they will fix one score. Again, it is criteria based. So they have one set of particular score for OC category students, and they have one cutoff score for OBC, one cutoff score for SC/ST students. So comparative. For example, for it's 60 marks, if you get the highest score is 54 or 55, you take 90%. The least score is, imagine it is 40. Let us take, the paper was very easy. The least score was 40 and highest score is 54. Now somewhere they'll fit between 40 to 54. They'll do a lot of the normalization, there's a kind of mathematics, they'll apply a lot of mathematics and they'll fix one, maybe 42 or 44 will be the cutoff. That is how they fix cutoff marks. The first point. I think everybody is aware of this, but I'm just I'm just trying to bring it in front of you, how the comparative grading goes on in GATE evaluation. So here, that's why every mark is important, every question is important, and we have negative marks. So depending on the weightage of a question, if it is 1 mark or 2 marks or 3 marks question, or it is a comprehensive question, where we have set of 4 to 5 questions being asked related to a theory that is given. In English, normally in essays we call as comprehensive essay. So we should be very careful while we are attempting any question. So we have to leave if we are not confident of solving, so that we at least be saved from negative marks. So even if in a year for 60, the highest mark is only 25, let us imagine. So the cutoff mark will be somewhere around 10 or 15. Just I'm taking for an example. So that's why your approach to solve a problem becomes very crucial. And that approach would be always very beneficiary if you have a very strong fundamental. That is what the point I wanted to arrive. Because looking at the grading system of GATE, where even 0.3 marks, if we have 30% negative marks for 1 mark question, it will be 0.3. Even the 0.3 marks become very crucial, getting qualified and getting disqualified. So for that, you have to be very specific with you should be very sure of answering that question. You cannot give a wild guess. And if you really want to attempt to give a try, then you should be aware of the fundamentals, so that at least you can go near to the answer. So ultimately, at the outset, my words would be, or my conclusion would be, if you are very strong at fundamentals, you can even give it a try to a very difficult question that you have not ever seen any time. Just you can try to put some fundamentals into that, and at least you can get some answer that is near to whatever the given options are. So that will be my strategy. I've been saying, right? I'll be mainly spending some good amount of time in going exploring the fundamentals, since we have good time. And when we have a fast track, again, if we have something like that in December or January, 1 month before the GATE exam, 2022, we'll try to put some fast track kind of what I say. I don't say the coaching classes, but rather it would be like taking some very important questions and very standard questions and solving them, and taking a lot of different conditions for the same question, so that if the same question asked in different way, how we can solve. So that we will try when we come to the near to the examination. That fast track classes, I would like to call them as fast track classes. So these are the subtopics. Like we have other section related to fluid mechanics and thermal sciences, and section 4 related to materials manufacturing and industrial engineering, and completely production. So we have basically 4 sections. Section 1 is completely mathematics. Section 2 is design. Section 3 is thermal. Section 4 is production. So apart from these, we have again general aptitude and English, that's always there, but engineering related, we have 4 sections. So as I said, my area would be mechanics of materials, mostly mechanics of materials. So maybe I'll start my actual topic preferably tomorrow, because today was just give some orientation or kind of overview of the syllabus and other important things. So I'm just again reading over the subtopics of mechanics of materials, stress and strain, elastic constants, Poisson's ratio, Morse circle. So this you might have till here you are already aware of in your MOS, and till here Poisson's ratio. After here, the Morse circle for plane stress, maybe you might have drawn in your DME. I'm not sure. And thin cylinders also, I think you might have learned in MOS, but maybe very little. Maybe you have done 2 little derivations of circumferential stress and longitudinal stress. You have done some simple problems, but you have to look into more elaborated problems. And again, these you are already aware of shear force and bending moment, but we are confined to only simply supported and cantilever beams, that too subjected to only UDL point loads. But now we have to take up other categories of beams also, like continuous beams, overhanging beams, and also other type of loadings. Uniformly varying load, couples, and moments. Got it? You are already aware of these topics, but we are going to expand it to more topics. So bending stresses and shear stresses you already are aware of, but you have to expand to more different applications. And these things might be the concept of shear center might be new. So whatever topic is new, I'll try to spend more time on it. Deflection of beams again is known to you. We have a Macaulay's method, double integration method, but here we have to go through 5 methods: moment area method and other 2 methods. So we have to again discuss about the other 2 methods. Like we have known 2 methods, so we have to also read about other 3 methods, and we are also confined to only the cantilever and simply supported beam. But here we have to go through the other type of beam, the overhanging beams and continuous beams. I don't know if we have to also solve the fixed beams. I think we don't have that fixed beams. I look at the recent question paper. I have not yet looked at the recent question paper. This thing is also known to you, torsion and Euler series of columns. And this might be new energy methods like principle of virtual work. Today I was talking about that in my FEM class. And thermal stresses, again, you might have studied in your MOS. This thing might be new, strain gauges and rosettes. Rosette is again an equipment that is instrument that is used to measure strain. And testing of materials with universal test. This again, you see this how important this topic is. It is taken as a separate topic. Testing of materials with universal testing. So this again is you are very much aware of this. You have read it in your MOS. You have did the experiment in your MOS lab. You have read this in a more detailed way in your MSM subject, and even testing of hardness and impact. So even you are aware of these things. Only thing that is new to you is concept of shear center and these strain gauges and rosettes and everything. So I assume that of mechanics of materials, you already know 90% of the syllabus. You are aware of the basics of 90% of the topics. So that is what I assume. But don't worry, we again start from the scratch. Everything we will start from the scratch. The concepts, the basic fundamentals, the derivations, the explanations, the definitions, everything will start from the scratch. Because it makes my job easy. I can assume a standard for you people. So that straight away I can start these concepts from the scratch. And because we need to elaborate these topics, whatever we have learned very little in the regular course, we might have studied very little compared to that content that we have in the gate. We might have studied some may be very little, some is okay because we are confined because we cannot have a course with all big content. We have just taken our course which may give us an exposure to gate topics which might help studying by ourselves. So mainly the objective of designing the course invoice is to give you an awareness of the topics, at least awareness, so that you can read by yourself. Because when you know how to calculate shear force and bending moment for a beam, then upon practice you can calculate for any kind of beam. So as I've been saying that, so my approach would be or my strategy would be I will try to plan my lectures in such a way that you can be able to solve almost. You may not solve every question, but I might prepare you. I would like to prepare you in such a way that you can draw the shear force and bending moment diagrams as possible at any kind of beam. Because if you know the concept, how to calculate shear force at any cross section, then you can draw a shear force diagram for any cross section or any type of beam. So it's not cross section for any type of beam. Similarly, for bending and shear stress, bending stress mainly depends on modulus of section or the bending equation, and bending strength for different cross sections. So there are many aspects. So if you are very good at knowing the bending equation and other its application, Then you can solve any kind of these topics. I feel very easy. The bending and shear stress because we have only limited formula. This could be very interesting. Mohr circle. How the Mohr circle will look like for different stress states and all. These things again would be very easy. But the thing is, the variety of problems that we have to take up would be, time taking because there is no barrier limit, such especially in the stress and strain topics. No, we can expect only these kind of problems. There is no such limit. So there is we have to practice many problems. For that, we should be very good with concept, especially stress and strain when we have composite bars or compound bars. Those kind of problems, they can be any kind of combinations, elastic constants, and I think these things can be done. I feel like these topics might not be difficult. Only few difficult topics I feel is here for minimum diagrams because we could not cover all type of beams and type of loadings in our regular class or regular course. We might have to put some little effort, extra effort. And also the concept of shear center, actually this might be new, but this is very easy because we have some standard cross sections, and for each standard cross section we have a formula for shear center. And again, these things again we are confined to only double integration and Macaulay's method, so we have to work a little hard to know the other methods also to apply these methods for finding out the deflections of different types of beams. So that's a quick overview of the mechanics of materials. What I feel like 90% of already is having an awareness of the topics. Only thing is we need to get into more depth of these topics. And before I end my lecture today, I just want to show. Yeah. Yeah. So this might be shared by the other teachers also, but I would like to focus on our applied mechanics and design. You see the GATE syllabus 2022 for mechanical engineering, and this I took it from website. I feel this would be the standard one. Topic wise weightage. You see 1, 2, 3 and theory of machines. This should be machines. 4. Whatever is related to us. Okay. So engineering mechanics 2.5, strength of materials 7.75. Machine design 3.75 and theory of machines 9. Okay, all the design topics put together. So if you make it as the 10.25 plus 14 plus 923. So totally 23 marks. 23 marks are allotted for applied mechanics and design. So at least out of 23, if you can score 15, 60% or 70%, then certainly you will have your rank below 1000. 3-digit, I am making it very sure. You will have a very good rank. If you target at least 70% in each section, I'm not even saying it's 100% or 90%, at least 70% in each section. And some sections you are very good, like I'm very good at OS and I'm very good at K1, but I'm not good at heat transfer. So what I do is I can target 90% in section 2. Rather, I can compensate with that heat transfer where I'm not good at. That's the concept of heat transfer. There I can compensate with 65%. But on an average, if you can target 70% of total weightage, that would be your baseline. So what I meant to is, it's not. I'm not saying you to not to target 90%. No, it's always we have to target the best, the highest. But the minimum we can't go beyond 70. That is what is my intention. That is what my intent. We can't go below 70 or 70% of each section because we already have studied these topics in some way or the other during our regular engineering. graduation. What we should be confident is that, so at least if we put some effort, at least 1 hour from now today, or whatever the time slots you are given, certainly you can get 75% minimum in each section. That's minimum. Take it granted. You try take it granted with all the basic fundamentals. The strong basic fundamentals. Without strong fundamental knowledge, maybe by hit and run, hit and miss, we can get some some points maybe, but not every time. But you should be thorough with the fundamentals to get a good rank in GATE. And 23 is the weightage given for section 2. So I'm not here, may not be, I don't want to compare with other sections, but 23 is a very good number. And coming to this is the weightage. Yeah, this is the books. The one more thing I wanted to share today was, again, this might have been shared by the other teachers, but I would like to make a again recall, make a review, or I just want to present some important books which I feel would give very good exposure on basic fundamental things. So when you drag down, Strength of Materials by Geraint Timoshenko is very good book. Actually, this is Punmiya, BC Punmiya, Sadhu Singh, and Ramanujan. Yeah, for again Geraint Timoshenko. I have the book. All these books are with me. I have the e-books version. Actually, we have a separate book for Strength of Materials. For Geraint, we have a separate book. For Timoshenko, written by Timoshenko, we have a separate book. But what I feel is Geraint is little good than Timoshenko. Timoshenko is little more uh, above required. And BC Punmiya, the concept-wise, very neatly covered. And Sadhu Singh also, all the strain gauges and strain rosettes, all those applications we call as applied stress analysis, applied strength of materials, very neatly covered in Sadhu Singh. And Ramaputam, we can find very good number of problems from previous IES papers or GATE papers, different universities exam papers. So I feel like all these books are equally good for providing fundamental knowledge on strength of materials. So the other book, Theory of Machines, again by S.S. Rathan, I think that's one would be enough. P.K. Nag is treated as a Bible for thermodynamics. And vibrations, again we have mechanical vibrations by Groover. And whatever we have under design of machine elements, obviously Bhandari is the best book for machine design. Concepts are very neatly covered because we may find many books, but you should be very careful in selecting the book. So the book should be precise enough so that it can give the concept very precisely. Because if you take Kurmi books, Kurmi are very good for problems, but concept-wise, it doesn't have so much of exploration compared to maybe Bhandari. If you take machine design by R.S. Kurmi, it is very good if you look at the problem that is being covered by the book. But compared to the concept-wise, V.V. Bhandari has a very good concept. It takes into consideration a lot of different standards, how we have to design a shaft or other design of other machine elements. So probably Bhandari would be the better one. So again, reading books would be very good. What is a added advantage apart from going through these lectures every day. So parallelly, if you can take some time in reading these books, which are rather designated especially for GATE preparation, because many problems you feel similar, in these books, like especially in P.K. Nag book, thermodynamics. Many students say that they feel problems. The problems they encounter in examination are more similar to the problems that we see in P.K. Nag, even Bhandari also. So my suggestion would be, or my recommendation would be, if you read these books, it will be very helpful, and you can explore more. I would try to give no more explanation. I would like to cover as much as I can with the concepts and all, but we also add up with these reading books. and it will be also helpful. Now, this is what I wanted to give a simple overview of what would be the syllabus content of under the section to applied mechanics and design. And I'll be starting with the mechanics of materials. Later, we will see the availability of other teachers who will start the theory of machines and machine design later during the course of time. But as of now, I'll be starting the mechanics of materials, which is nothing but mechanics of solids from tomorrow or whenever I get a schedule, the next schedule. So I will be straight away starting the basics of mechanics of materials. So I'm just concluding my lecture here. I just want to give a quick overview of the syllabus and the contents of mechanics of materials and the different books that are suggested for getting the concept, basic concepts and fundamental knowledge related to the design subjects. Yeah, that's all from my side.